Hello, welcome back. I am Dorothy Darkness, and this is Confessions from the Dark Side. How are you all in this wonderful community? And today we have Confessions from the Darkside Presents, the month we've all been waiting for. Yes, that's right. What to expect this spooky season? I'm going to get a disclaimer out the way so we can get this started. We are full of so much adult content that some of you may think this is unnecessary and some of you may think this isn't needed. If you are one of those people, then thanks for checking us out, but I'll say this only once. If you can't stand the heat, then get the fuck out of my kitchen. Now, for everyone else who likes what we have here, then regular scheduled programming will continue. Shall we get started? And are we ready? As I said, what to expect in the spooky season, the movies that will be out on theatrical release, VOD and Blu-ray. Let's see. Grab yourself a drink, a snack, and let's get comfy to hear about the movies we have on our screen. Let me take you on a dark mystery tour of where we discuss the movies coming out this month, and let's discuss their topics. And will this be the start of a new cycle in horror, or will this be the calm before the storm, testing the waters? We will see. Let's discuss and break down these movies that will be haunting our screens next October. Let's get ready for the thrills, the chills, and the haunting we've all been waiting for. It is Weirdo Central, and we are here for each and every tingle, shiver, and scream. We are ready for the best month of the year. Let's find out what we have in store for us. Are we fucking ready? Let's get into it. Join me, Darcy Darkness. Are you sitting comfortably? Shall we take a dive? Well, what are we covering today? Well, horror, as any genre, goes through cycles of what is going to be out in front of the popularity of the genre. And we're in October, so we're expecting some scares, some blood and some gore. We have noticed and spoken about this topic plenty in the podcast, and which topic the genre won't be in the next in the cycle. But is October different? That's the thing. Because October is a spooky, dark month, as we know, from its origins and traditions. Is this an exception because of the type of month it is and because we have Halloween in October? We'll see. Hitting the cycle at the exact time is a tricky concept, and we talk about this weekly here. If you miss it, then joke's on you. If you hit it at the right time, you have struck gold. But will this be the case this spooky season? Will these movies change the cycle, or will they shape the cycle for the months to come? No one wants to be the killer of a genre cycle before it's not finished. It's finished its course. No one wants to be the killer of the genre cycle before it's not finished its course. Yet some movies don't get the appreciation of their time in the spotlight till years later when the cycle is finished and it's evolving into something new. Striking while iron is hot and hitting the audience when they are ready for it. In August we had psychological technological horror and the dreaded reboot. In September, we had AI futuristic horror along with some psychological thriller and psychological horror with a little bit of body horror in there too. What will October bring us? And more importantly, are we fucking ready for it? The question I ask of you, audience, is have we had enough animal horror, body horror, supernatural beings and entities, religious horror, true crime, real life horror based on true events, partial truth? What do we have to look forward to this month? What will we watch? We have Down Below on the 1st of October, which is on the 20th anniversary of the gruesome Christmas Eve murders at St Agnes's Church. A demonic preacher returns to haunt that same town's residents. It's going back and bringing forth a situation that happened in the past through a demonic preacher. So we've got a wee bit of religious horror there, a wee bit of thriller, a wee bit of times past. Who do we have in it? Eric Roberts, again, we know him as being the brother of Julia Roberts. Doug Jones, again, he plays Abe Sapien from the original Hellboy. Bai Ling, don't know who she is. Alex Knapp, Hatch Dano, Greg Creek, David Steen, Christopher Livingston, Clay Lacey, Diane Robin, Brittany Carell, Erin Matthews, Luke Mullen, Anna Green. There's lots of people in this movie, and a lot of them I do not know. It's an hour and 33 minutes long, and the tagline's in, you don't want to know what's down there. Maybe I fucking do. Don't you make that judgment for me. Apparently it's out on the 1st of October. Is there anything else on it? Doesn't seem to be any sort of reviews on it yet because it's not out yet. It just comes under horror, but from the actual wee description in the plot, it's religious horror, and with religious horror you get a lot of psychological aspects because basically brainwashing cult-like things because of religious horror. So we've got our first religious horror right there, and what better month to launch it but Halloween. The next one we have is Hold Your Breath, out on the 3rd. That's out in VOD, which is again similar to Down Below, which is a video on demand, which is a platform on this is actually Hulu. This is out, and it's given a drama horror thriller. In 1930s Oklahoma, amid the region's horrific dust storms, a woman is convinced that a sinister presence is threatening her family. We have a very very famous actress who I can remember from American Gothic. Her name is Sarah Paulson, showing my age there by saying American Gothic. She plays the main character. Can't pick any of the rest of the people out from a lineup at all, which is again good. Sarah Paulson is a very, very talented actress. She was and still is in American Horror Story. That seems to have kind of put her on a trajectory for evil, dark, gothic horror basically, and kind of psychological thriller aspects in the movies that she is in and the TV show and things like that. And I actually love seeing her in things. She is an remarkable actress. So again, it'd be a movie that I would actually watch because it does look pretty creepy with the stills and the photos on IMDb right now. It just says in the tagline, there's something evil in the air. Well, we've all been there. The genres are drama, horror and thriller, which again, the psychological aspects of, the paranoia of her thinking that the dust storms are maybe representation of something evil and that they're there for a reason. And again, that could also be another kind of biblical religious aspect as well, especially in 1930s, because again, every decade that goes on, religion becomes less and less. So back then, if you believed that actions have consequences and everything like that, then that would actually be, again, more believable. Like I said, it's out on the 3rd October on Hulu in the States. On the 3rd, it's an hour and 34 minutes long. The only other person that I do recognise is Eben Moss-Backrack. He's been in lots of things that I've watched. He was in Girls, in the Punisher TV series, Interrogation. He's been in lots of things that I've actually watched, and he's a really good actor as well, so it's really good that he's getting more roles. But again, on VOD, on the 3rd of October, hold your breath. So the next one we have is House of Spoils, which again is an hour and 41 minutes long. It comes under horror and thriller. It tells the story of a chef who opens up her first restaurant when she battles kitchen chaos, a dubious investor and self-doubt, but the pressure heats up thanks to the spirit of the estate's previous owner who threatens to sabotage her. And that's on Prime on the 3rd of October. Again, there's a lot of mystery from the photo that they've used for PR. It's from Blumhouse again, and it's kind of gives me like Secret Garden type vibes, but with like a dark, sinister horror. Bring your appetite, it says, but it's like the main actor's obviously in her chef's uniform in front of a building that's covered in foliage, like very like old school, like mansion type thing, like a big garden. It does give you really weird vibes. It's got Ariana DeBose, Barbie Fiera, Martin Sozat, Amara Karan. Again, I don't really recognise any of these people, again, apart from Ariana DeBose, and that's it, because she was in Argyle, I believe. Yep, she was in Argyle, that's what I recognise her from. And also she was in the soundtrack for Argyle as well. That's all I know her from. I don't really know her from anything else. The tagline is Bring Your Appetite, like I said. It comes under horror thriller. Again, the States. And it's out on Amazon Prime. And I don't think it would just be the States. For Amazon Prime, that will be a worldwide thing. So we have that. Then we have a dreaded another reboot of a Stephen King classic called Salem's Lot. If you have not seen Salem's Lot, please watch the original because it's creepy and odd and everything, and I love it. But they have rebooted this. The last time they actually fully rebooted it as a TV show was like in 2003 with Rob Lowe, and he was the wee boy from the original movie. I kind of hate it when they do that, where they like bring back like an original character apparently, and then he's older, and then he's having these like he's a struggling writer, and he's having these like nightmares. If you're having nightmares just as you came back, then it's a trigger for you to be back. If you're having nightmares, you're having them all the time, you would think, yes. But he obviously needs more. It's all about him and his new book and stuff, and that's where it actually was originally from the reboot was. But there's been many, many reboots. And now this is Mac's original Salem's Lot. Be careful what you invite inside. Well, if you're dumb enough to invite a stranger that looks creepy into your house and not think he was a vampire, not be paranoid about it, then it's your own fucking fault. Comes under horror thriller. Author Ben Mears, again, returns to his childhood home of Jerusalem's Lot, which is actually what the house is actually called, not Salem's Lot. It's actually called Jerusalem's Lot, in search of inspiration for his next book, only to discover his hometown is being preyed upon by a bloodthirsty vampire. It was always a bloodthirsty vampire. Always. Was it Rutger Hauer was in the reboot? And he was fucking amazing. You've got Lewis Pullman, never heard of him. Kaylu Asbeck, Spencer Treat Clark is he was the kid in the original Unbreakable, and then they brought him back for Glass with Bruce Willis. That's where I know him from. There's Alexander Ward, Bill Camp, Mackenzie Lee. Again, lots of people in the Alfred Woodard is the only other woman that I know. She was in like Desperate Housewives. She's been in Star Trek First Contact, 12 Years a Slave, Annabelle, K-Pax. She's been in loads of shit, and that's how I know her. And she's a very good actress. Absolutely love her. She again, in Desperate Housewives, she was very, very creepy, very, very sinister, very, very protective. If you remember the storyline, her disabled son was being blamed for a murder of a young girl, and it was actually her other son who actually did it and blamed it on his disabled brother, like an absolute dickhead. But she was from that set, and she did everything in her power, including trying to poison her son with a disability because she thought he would go to jail. She tried to poison him so she could basically save him from that, and then she finds out it was actually her other son, and then she kills him anyways. She's a very good actress, and Salem's Lot, will I watch it? It's in Max on the 3rd, and I most likely will watch it. It's not going to be in my top. I'd rather watch the original, but that's just me. We have Monster Summer, which has the amazing Mad Mel. And if you don't know who Mad Mel is Mel Gibson, of course. This movie comes under action, horror, and mystery. It is a PG-13, and it's an hour and 37 minutes long. Adventure, horror, and mystery, as I said. We have Mel Gibson, Lorraine Bracco, Kevin James, know him from Kings of Queens. That movie was shite. That TV show was shite. Mason Thames, don't know who that is. Nora Zethner, don't know who that is. Patrick Renna, he was in, his face is familiar. Let's see what this movie is about. When a mysterious force begins to disrupt their big summer fun, Noah and his friends team up with a retired police detective to embark on a monstrous adventure to save their island. Yeah. Bunch of young adults, should I say. Young adult befriend a old guy who obviously has got paranoia, just to so they can go on, it kind of reminds me of the Goonies without pirates. Horror with basically the summer when everything changed. Yeah, puberty. That makes no sense. That basically gives me puberty vibes. It's the summer when everything changed. It's got a PG-13 rating for some violence and terror. 4th of October. Again, lots of people I do not recognise, and that doesn't mean that they're not famous in their own right. I just don't know who the fuck they are. Does it have a rating yet? No, because again, not out. And they've done the premiere, I've noticed, in America already. The next one we have is Little Bites, which is out on the 4th of October. It's under horror, it's rated R. In a desperate attempt to protect her 10-year-old daughter, a young widow allows a nightmarish monster to slowly eat her alive. Yeah, because that's what you do when you're going through fucking grief, is agree to that. What the actual fuck? Chrissy Fox, John Sklarloff, Elizabeth Phoenix Carroll, Barbara Crampton, Heather Langenkamp, Bonnie Aarons. I know who she is because she actually plays Valak. She's an actress that has a face that's very memorable, because who knew that someone could actually look like Valak in real life? It's not much prosthetics, the woman's got a look and she's been typecasted for it, but I'm not saying that she's not pretty. She just has a face that obviously fit Valak. I'm looking to see if there's anybody else. Chaz Bono, who is Cher's son. Lindsay LaRose. Again, don't know the rest of the people. Again, apparently the tagline is "Eat Your Heart Out." And it's R-rated for bloody violent content and brief language. And there's no parental guide about it, but it probably will be when it comes out. Apparently, its release date is the 4th of October in Italy, but its origin is in the United States. But it's coming out as a theatrical release. So it is, on the actual cover, it actually says mother, daughter, monster. And the picture is of the mother with her hand over her face, so fuck knows what she's seen. It's been written and directed by the same person, called Spider-One. We've got that on the 4th of October. Next movie up, we have Frankie Frico. It's an hour and 25 minutes long. It's an adventure, comedy, fantasy, so like a parody for Halloween. We still like them though. Workaholic yuppie Connor is in an existential rut until one night he catches a bizarre ad for a party hotline hosted by a strange dancing goblin. Of course, Frankie Frico. Could this be just a recipe to spice up his boring life? Okay. It gives me 80s feels. Also, he's wearing those glasses that people think are in, and it makes you look like Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah. They don't look good on anyone, and they also look like NHS specials from the 80s. Again, Adam Brooks, Matthew Kennedy, Connor Sweeney, Meredith Sweeney, and Christy Wordsworth. There's not really many. That's the only people who are in this movie. And its tagline is, "It's time to get freako." It sounds like a horror adult movie. There's been a few of them. Believe me, horror, fantasy, fetish type movies that again were absolutely rife in the 90s and like the early 2000s. You would get things like what Muffy the Vampire Slayer, Lord of the G Strings, things like that. This is this kind of movie that kind of, but not saying that they're not got their place, but there's a few kind of BC movies that kind of come under this category as well. And unfortunately, one of my favourites comes under that kind of category, which is Psycho Gorman. But Psycho Gorman is brilliant, so if you haven't seen that, you should watch that. And that's out on the 4th of October. So it's What's Inside. Now, when I heard It's What's Inside, it sounds pornographic. And the cover kind of looks like they're trying to be 80s again. Again, it's R-rated, it's an hour and 43 minutes long. It comes under comedy, mystery, sci-fi and thriller. It's out on Netflix on October the 4th. A group of friends gather for a pre-wedding party, that's always good, that descends into an existential nightmare when a strange friend arrives with a mysterious game that awakens long-hidden secrets, desires and grudges. So basically, it's like a horror version of Jumanji with like extras, it seems. That's what you want the day before a wedding. Brittany O'Grady, James Morrissey, Gavin Leatherwood, again, he was in Sabrina, that shitty thing they passed off as Sabrina on Netflix. Nina Bloomgarden, Alicia Debenham Carey, Raina Hardesty, Devin Terrell, David Thompson, Madsen Davenport. Again, all these people, there's so many people, and that guy has a magnificent beard. He's the Orlando Azul. Seriously, it looks like a fucking rug in his face. Sorry, that just picture was like, what? So it has the tagline of "Nobody is leaving the same as they came." Has the same kind of caption for one of those Lord of the G-String movies, I would say. Motion picture rating, which is MPA, is rated R for pervasive language, sexual content, drug use and some violent content. So basically a party. Okay, I can see me watching that easy enough. There's a review out for it already. 7 out of 10. So let's read this. A 7 out of 10 overall, a very entertaining comedy thriller that is funny, has good chemistry within the cast, and is well directed, shot on a macro scale. But the movie is a very millennial and a bit messy in its presentation. Pretty good to good direction. The movie is good on a macro scale as they do a good job in building the world, setting the conflict and integrating humour throughout. And the movie feels really unique on a technical scale with its cinematography and editing. The direction on a micro scale is pretty good. The interpersonal scenes are well executed and bring out the internal conflict in all the characters and how these are pieces for the overarching issue. Direction of actor is very good to very good as every performance feels elevated and the cast has a very good chemistry, especially when working with the conflict. The storytelling is very millennial and this kind of makes the movie a bit convoluted and messy at times as they prioritise humour / influence over clarity. He builds tension very well to incorporate the horror elements of the film, especially towards the end. Pretty good to good acting, good from Brittany O'Grady, established herself as a true lead in the movie. She had a range of emotions and delivers some powerful scenes. Pretty good to good from Alicia Debenham Carey, again, does a good job at establishing status with the rest of the cast as she shows the real influence she has, and she does a good job acting when working with the conflict. Pretty good from the rest of the cast. Everyone does a pretty good job working with each other and establishing chemistry, and everyone does a pretty good job acting during the conflict. Pretty good to good story. The concept is very unique and handled very well, but the ending is a bit of a mess and how chaotic it is. Character writing is very good as you really get a sense of all who these characters are, especially protagonists and their true relationship amongst each other. Pretty good to good screenplay. The dialogue is forcibly pretty good as it lightens the mood and makes the movie more enjoyable. The symbolism is pretty prevalent as the movie deals with jealousy, relationships and trust, and the foreshadowing is somewhat prevalent, though it could be better at times because the movie is just really messy. Pretty good score helped to establish the tone. Good to very good cinematography, a lot of unique shots that are very interesting. They use light very well to help tell the story. Good to very good editing, had a lot of cool edits and gave the movie a unique feel. Pretty good sound, helps in more of a thriller in the thriller moments. Pretty good to good production design. They use a singular location well. Pacing it is very fast, and this hurts the movie a bit because it makes the movie more convoluted and a bit messy. Climax is a bit hectic and messy but still enjoyable. Tone is millennial / Gen Z comedy thriller and really plays to this throughout the movie as it does a pretty good job at tethering the line between comedy and thriller. Saw the Texas premiere at SXSW. So that was someone who's seen that back in April, I believe the SXSW was in Austin, Texas, where they had some amazing movies and TV shows there. It would have been an amazing thing to go to. If I ever actually travel outside my house, I would really like to go to something like that. Someone gave that thriller 7.3 That's what I get, 7.3 out of 10. So that was a really good review as well. So that's out on Netflix on the 4th of October. So next up we have The Platform. Now this was showing as The Platform, but it's actually The Platform 2, and this is also out on Netflix on the 4th of October, and it's horror sci-fi thriller. It's an hour and 39 minutes long, and it's a thrilling physical journey that allows an approach to the darkness where it is scary to look. It appeals to the viewer's civil responsibility and forces them to face the limits of their own solidarity. It seems to be a movie that is in another language, or possibly, yes, because there's subtitles. Again, never even seen any of the people that's in it. It could be like the Warrior Nun. That was, again, all kind of not they weren't famous in our kind of world, but they were famous in their own right from where they're from. It's a horror sci-fi thriller, and it's a sequel to the Spanish film The Platform, which was out in 2019. So we have that on the 4th as well. Operation Blood Hunt, which again is on VOD, which is video on demand. And this kind of reminds me of, oh, what the hell is that movie called? IMDb. Again, it's got Rose McGowan in it. Planet Terror. It gives me very Planet Terror vibes, the actual cover. Oh, my goodness, we have Dracula. Again, he played Dracula on the BBC, and he was a very believable Dracula. He was also in The Tudors as well, and he played Henry VIII. His name is Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, and he is in this film, so... Or is it a TV show? It is a film, yeah. Action, adventure, horror, thriller, and I will most likely be watching it because he is awesome. And like I said, when he was Dracula, I literally would have done anything he told me to do. The Reverend accompanies a ragtag group of military rejects to a remote South Pacific island to investigate the disappearance of marine units said to be at the hands of the Japanese Imperial Army. And we have Sonia Cooling, Miles Closey, Gary Cairns, Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, Lewis Mandler, Peter Dobson, Quentin Rampage Jackson. What a fucking name, man. Rampage. Ulf Pilballad, Bear Williams, Stratus Christos Magias. Sorry if I butchered your name, mate, but it's going to fucking happen when you've got all those letters together. It's going to fucking happen. There's all these other people, like I said, don't know who they are. Obviously, smaller actors. It was country of origin is Thailand. Again, it doesn't have any sort of tagline, it seems, for the movie yet. But probably it looks really good. Like I said, it kind of has the cover of, kind of has Planet Terror vibes all over it, which again, Planet Terror also is very From Dusk Till Dawn to me, so it's probably going to be something that I will enjoy watching. So we have that on the 4th of October too. We have VHS Beyond, again, that's out in the 4th of October on Shudder, and it's horror. 6 blood-curdling tapes unleash horror in a sci-fi inspired hell landscape, pushing the boundaries of fear and suspense. Don't we just love that? Philip Andre Botello, Dean DeLego, Julian Andersons, Mike Ferguson, Alana Pierce, Tom Hallam, Dominic Starr. They said that Justin Long was in this, and he's not fucking listed. What the fuck? I think someone's got their people mixed up. This is, VHS is actually, there's VHS 85, 99, 94, and VHS Viral. So this is like is this the 6th one or the 5th one? Apparently it has a budget of 600k estimated, which could be more. So let's see how much they actually do. Does it have a tagline? No. Does it have any other information? No. But it's out on the 4th. Next we have Cado Lake. Sorry if I've mispronounced that, but it's on Max and it's a 12 and it's an hour and 39 minutes long. So it's a movie, not a TV show. It's a drama horror mystery thriller. When an 8-year-old girl disappears at Cado Lake, that's what I call it, a series of past deaths and disappearances begin to link together and altering a broken family's history. So this movie, again, we're getting a lot of horror and thriller, I've noticed an actress already that I really, really, really enjoy. Her name's Lauren Ambrose. She was Claire in 6 Feet Under. You've got Dylan O'Brien, Eliza Scanlon, Diane Hopper, Karen Falk, Sam Hennings, Eric Lange. And I know Eric Lange too. He was in Weeds. He was a dodgy, he was an agent for the government. Oh god. Like firearms and stuff and drugs. An F something DA. Is it FDA? Yeah. FDA agent, and he was really, really creepy and really, he was quite, not mental, but he was kind of unhinged in a way, sort of thing. Very, very jealous. Very, very, he had to get his point across. So he's pretty good. Don't know anybody else that's in it. What else does it say? It says find your way back. So again, it's kind of another thing of going back to the past so you can actually work out what's happening in the future. So you'd have to go all the way back to the past to actually understand what the hell is going on and tie everything together. Again, it's out in the 10th, not the 11th. In the States, it says here, but it's out in Mac, which again is a video on demand service. We have Daddy's Head, which is out on the 11th of October, and it just comes under horror. It says a boy and his stepmother fear for their safety after an eerie creature resembling the body's recently deceased father visits them. Well, of course, that's going to fuck with them. It has some very creepy as fuck photos that makes it very, very interesting. There's Julia Brown, Mary Woodvine, Kesa Hammerland, Charles Aitken, Nathan Martello White, Nyla, Alia. Again, unknown people to me. Sorry, but you're unknown to me. The kind of words they've got is Father Boy Fear. Tagline is family is everything, and that seems to be all the information they've got. But from the pictures, it looks freaky as fuck. So I can see me watching that. We also have another franchise movie that everybody's been waiting for. Everybody's been waiting for Art the Clown to come back and make us happy. It is an 18. It's 2 hours and 5 minutes long. It's slasher horror, holiday horror. Art the Clown is set to unleash chaos on the unsuspecting resident of Miles County as they peacefully drift off to sleep on Christmas Eve. And it's just a beautiful picture of Art with an axe. Well, in the fucking trailer, there's a sex scene in the fucking shower, so there we go. Oh my goodness, an Art showing up, hilarious. Giving a wave. We all do creepy waves, but hey, he's just I really feel that I've got a bit of Art in me. I think everybody does. We have Lauren Lavera, David Howard Thornton, Jason Patrick. Jason Patrick played Michael in The Lost Boys, also ran away with Kiefer Sutherland's girlfriend at the time, Julia Roberts. I'm sure they still hate each other. Daniel Roebuck, Bryce Johnson, Charlotte McKee. Again, Chrissy Fox, she was in another movie, not that so she must be typecasted, Bradley Stryker. I've seen him in something. Who the fuck was he in? He was a bad guy. Lizzie Borden Chronicles, Devil in Ohio, that's where I probably know him from. Let Him Go and Cold Pursuit. But why did I think it was something recent? It must be from Devil in Ohio. It's the last thing I can remember seeing him in. That was a good TV show on Netflix with the chick from Bones and also Rose Red. So Terror Under the Christmas Moonlight. Now that's just that's romantic as fuck. It's an 18. Do they have a parents guide? Is that what they've got? Yes, they do have a parents guide. There's one sex nudity and that will be in the fucking shower. So apparently there's a mild shower scene featuring a man and woman kissing passionately and buttock scene. They weren't just kissing, her legs were wrapped around him, so I think that's a wee bit more than kissing. IMDb. Violence and gore, severe. There's 40 out of 46 found this severe. Severe for profanity. It's a fucking horror movie. Of course the profanity is going to be severe. Alcohol and drugs, mild. Frightening and intense scenes, severe. Again, horror movie. Slasher as well. It's not going to be fluffy, but it'll probably be fluffy to people like me and Lunar. And if you haven't seen the other two Terrifier movies, what the fuck are you doing? Go fucking watch them. See, there is a review. Someone put a review up already. Let's see what they say, shall we? And let's see, is it going to be one we watch? I know Family it's going to be one I watch. Definitely. After watching the first two films, I was so excited to see this sequel. I was hoping it'd be as good as the first two, and it turns out Terrifier 3 is better than its predecessors. Woo! An actual sequel that's better. Oh my god, holy shit. This film is truly not for those who do not like gore, as this is the most disgusting and brutiful, I was calling it. But I think I'll use that word, brutiful Terrifier film yet. Seeing Sienna Shaw, Lauren Lavera, back is great, and once again she shines as a modern badass final girl, and we always like to see final girls. We've not had a really good one since, well, Neve Campbell and probably Courtney Cox when they were in Scream, and before that we had Jamie Lee Curtis. We had her in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and right up to present day. She will always be an original badass female in these movies. So it's out on the 11th of October and in the United Kingdom, apparently. So it's going to have a theatrical release, so get your arse there on the 11th of October. The Daddy's Head's actually on Shudder, if I didn't say that before. We have Alien Romulus. I know that was out in the summer, or in August, sorry. It's rumoured to be released on VOD on the 15th of October, because again, movies tend to do that. And I actually like the fact that they spend a little time at the cinema and then they become available to people like myself who can't actually get to the cinema due to health reasons and stuff. So it makes us be able to see movies just like everybody else. I will never leave you alone. Now, my birthday is on the 18th of October, and we actually have a few movies that were released last year at Halloween that are being re-released this year on video on demand, because that's what it used to be. Anytime a Christmas movie was out, it wouldn't be released till the following year, and that seems to be for this as well. But it comes out on my birthday, which is Friday the 18th of October, and let's see what this is actually about. It's an hour and 30 minutes long, and it comes under horror. After being released from prison, a brooding man with a dark past is forced to stay in a haunted house to clear it of spirits. Of course he would be. If he leaves, he goes back to prison, but the witch ghost may be more punishment than he can withstand. Okay, so you did something bad, you're being punished for it by going to prison, but then you go to a haunted fucking house and you're being brutalised and terrorised because you deserve it, because you broke the fucking law. So why is this such a bad thing? Sounds cheaper than being in jail. First person title, 6-word title, that's all the words they've got. And again, it comes out on the 18th in the States apparently. And there's not much information. There's some stills of photos, and they don't, it literally just, it looks like someone died and they are going to the house and emptying it. That's all it looks like, so it doesn't really look that great. So that's I Will Never Leave You Alone, which was actually released last year, but it's actually come out in video on demand on the 18th. Next that we have is Children of the Pines. It was out again in 2023, but it seems to be it's been released on VOD, and it was obviously released at the cinema last year. It is a psychological horror, drama, horror, thriller. Riley, a college junior, is persuaded by her estranged parents to visit. Unbeknownst to her, they've developed an unsettling friendship with her high school ex. What the fuck? Seriously, that's like absolute blasphemy. While also seeking supernatural healing for their family's deep-rooted issues. Again, what the fuck? It has Daniel J. Bowman, Sylvie Moore, Kelly Tappan, Vivian Hunter, someone whose name that I'm not even going to try and pronounce, or that one either for that matter. Don't recognise anybody at all. Over her winter break, Riley, a college junior, is persuaded by, again, her parents, Kathy and John, to visit. Unbeknownst to her, they've developed an unsettling friendship with her high school ex Gordon, while also seeking supernatural healing for the family's deep-rooted issues. Psychological Horror 2 2024 TV pilot. Real terror. Tagline is, real terror will always find its way through the cracks. Yeah, of course it will. There is, again, it's out on my birthday on the 18th. There's nothing really else. There's a review that says it gives it 9 out of 10. Joshua Morgan's original concepts are a work of art. Are they really? The way Joshua Morgan writes and carries out a story is always done in the most captivating way. The metaphors for underlying relationship dynamics, paired with outrageous twists in Children of the Pines, pull you directly into the room alongside the characters. You meet and get to know each person deeply and feel every emotion alongside them as they face their deeply disturbing consequences of their actions. You leave wondering how someone can come up with such an exhilarating original concept with incredibly engaging and relatable themes. A beautifully executed psychological thriller in every sense of the word. Now, we've been talking about this since ever, that there needs to be writers like this Joshua Morgan, someone who can completely engage the audience and make you relate to the characters and relate to the situation and actually feel like you're living it or feel like you have lived it. That's what you fucking need. So whoever this Joshua Morgan is, then I will watch your movie and see if I'm captivated by it. But we're seeing a lot of psychological horror, drama and thrillers, which is expected of October, believe it or not, because of the type of month it is. And in the movie that I've been waiting for, Smile 2, I was incredibly excited when I found out they were doing a sequel to this movie, because the concept of how they perceived mental health was very, very good. And it was creepy and weird and odd, and it literally made you think. Again, a smile means so much. So people could be smiling and hiding so much, and you do not know what's behind that. And in this, it's creepy as fuck. Absolutely creepy. And it's a rated R. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes long. It comes under psychological horror, mystery and thriller. And again, that seems to be the cycle for October this year of 2024, which again is not unusual. You're always going to get psychological horror and mystery and thriller and gore because it's October. About to embark on a world tour, global pop sensation Sky Riley begins experiencing increasingly terrifying and inexplicable events. Overwhelmed by the escalating horrors and the pressures of fame, Sky is forced to face her past. Yep, and it looks creepy. From the pictures, still very, very creepy, still very, very... She kind of looks like Taylor Swift. So you get Kyle Gallner, Naomi Scott, Ray Nicholson, Drew Barrymore's in it. We all know Drew. The twist, the first scenes of Scream, you wouldn't expect to see a Hollywood A-list actor at the time be killed off at the start. Spoiler, if you've not seen Scream, where the fuck have you been? You've got Rosemary DeWitt, who was in the United States of Tara, and she was also in The Boys. She plays Huey's mum. Lucas Gage, Dylan Galula. Peter Jacobson, again, he has been in lots of things, usually as a creepy lawyer. Miles Gutierrez Riley, never heard of him. Raul Castillo, again, I've seen him. What have I seen him in? Army of the Dead, yep. That's where I know him from. Isn't IMDb so fucking helpful? Again, sequel, second part, psychological horror, actor reprises previous role, creepy smile, grindhouse film. So that's the words that come from that. Like I said, the taglines is, it will never let go. Well, if it can throw the fuck out you, of course it's never letting go. It's rated R for strong, bloody, violent content, grisly images, language throughout, and drug use. Parents Guide. Parents Guide, apparently there is violence and gore. At the end of the first trailer, Joel, played by Kyle Gallner, is apparently killed by a truck, and by the end of it you can see the trail of blood in the form of a smile. That is so fucking creative. Yeah, for me to say something like that, if you're not used to me being inappropriate, then where the fuck have you been? You obviously are new to this channel, but welcome. Hi, I'm Darcy Darkness. So we've got Die Alone, which is out on the 18th of October as well. I'm so happy that I'm getting so many awesome movies out on my birthday. We have to share the rest of the year, but October they try and make us share even more, and that's our spooky time. Horror thriller. Tells the story of a young man who has amnesia. He bands together with a rugged survivalist in a zombie-like outbreak to find his girlfriend. And now the rugged survivalist is none other than Carrie-Anne Moss, who was in The Matrix. Many other films, but she shot to stardom in The Matrix. Comes under horror thriller. It is an hour and 31 minutes long. It has Frank Grillo, Carrie-Anne Moss, Douglas Smith. He was Big Love. He was one of the sons from Big Love. Kimberly Sue Murray, don't know who the fuck she is. Stephen Roy, don't know who the fuck he is. Jonathan Cherry, Harlan Blaine. I am not saying that last name because I will butcher that. And that. Don't recognise anyone else. There's nothing really plot or tagline or anything. Apparently its release date in Canada was the 27th of September, but apparently it's out on the 18th of October elsewhere. And there's nothing else in that, but it looks quite cool because you've got like kind of survivalist. The next movie, Your Monster, is giving me a lot of, it looks from the trailer like the Meatloaf video, I Would Do Anything for Love, where it's very Beauty and the Beast, monster and human and misunderstood. And it's an hour and 38 minutes long, and it says the most fun you'll have at the movies this year, apparently, from someone who goes, love can be a beast. Do they realise what beast means when you put beast and love in the same sentence? It's actually an artist. A beast in Scotland means that you do things that are inexplicable. And again, some meanings for words and context are different in different parts of the world, but You're a Monster. It has the one actress that I literally am sick of fucking seeing, and she's a terrible fucking actress, and she was in the Scream reboot, and I was glad she got sacked. It's a comedy horror romance, but the beast kind of he looks very hot. After her life falls apart, soft-spoken actress Laura Franco finds her voice again when she meets a terrifying yet weirdly charming monster living in her closet. Is that a euphemism for her vagina? Who in the fuck knows? A romantic comedy horror film about falling in love with your inner rage. Falling in love with your inner rage that's in your closet, which could be the euphemism for your vagina. So basically it's a story about her falling in love with her vagina that's a horror story, apparently. What does that say about her? What else does it say? Megan Fahey is in it. Melissa Barrera, like I said, untalented twat that literally is in the new Scream franchise, but she get booted, thankfully. She was in Abigail, and I just wanted her to die, but meh. Tommy Dewey, Edmund Donovan, Matthew Lamb, Casey Bella Suarez, Kaylee Foster, Lana Youngin. Don't know any of these people. There's lots of people. Don't know who the fuck they are. Doesn't mean they're not good at what they are. The words that come under love, female protagonist in reference to Beauty and the Beast. Yes, it's very Beauty and the Beast, but they've literally made it about love can be a beast. And also, I don't think Beauty and the Beast is about a girl and her vagina, put it that way. Filmed at the Ritz and mostly in New Jersey. But we really need to hear that. Apparently, it's out in the UK on the 6th of December, but it's out on the 25th of October, which makes no sense. So it could be, so if it's saying Oh my god. Oh god. It's saying it's out on the 25th. It's weird. But there's a 6.9 out of 10 rating for it. And again, will it actually let you see the reviews? No. Oh, ROM Monster Com. Spoiler. Being an open-minded and tolerant movie fan, or at least trying to be, I believe that good combos and crossbreeding of all genres are possible. Often very difficult, but possible. Mixing a romantic comedy with a monster horror movie is not very likely, but sure, why not? What about a mix of rom-com and monster horror with musical aspirations thrown in? I suppose that is just a complete fucking turn-off for me. Nope, I must be honest, I didn't like your monster at all. I thought it was dull, silly, derivative, predictable, not funny, and not nearly featuring enough horror. Then again, it might not just be my thing, and I'm not the target audience. At the Brussels International Film Festival, where the film had its world premiere, it seemed as if there were many people who enjoyed it. You'd think the film is similar to Beauty and the Beast, but it's actually much more reminiscent to, believe it or not, Fight Club. Of course, by mentioning that title, I'm already revealing the big twist, but it's really quite obvious throughout the entire movie, but still the reason why I'm adding the spoiler alert. Well, it's basically said that she falls in love with her inner self, who's a beast, but the way they've described it as, it's basically a girl falls in love with her vagina, and they've said it's a horror comedy, and I like musicals, I just don't like all musicals, and every time there's a musical aspect in a TV show because they're trying to tick all the boxes, like they have to do in Hollywood these days, it's a fucking turn off, and I can assure you this actually sounds like a turn off. The fact that she's in that movie is a humongous turn off, because the girl cannot act for shit. Sorry if you like her, but I don't. So Time Cut is out on VOD on the 30th of October, and it's a slasher horror, time travel, horror, mystery, sci-fi, thriller. It's an hour and 30 minutes long. High school student accidentally travels back to 2003 and decides to stop the serial killer who murdered her sister. All the way back to 2003 for that. Michael Shank is Gil, don't know who the fuck it is. Madison Bailey, and she kind of looks like Zendaya. Griffin Gluck, don't know who the fuck it is. And Tonya Gentry, never heard of her. Summer H. Howell, never heard. Rachel Crawford, she looks familiar, but I'm going to click on her to see where she's from, what she's been in. Nope, haven't seen any of that. Oh, nope, haven't seen her. Nope, don't know who the fuck she is. She just has a familiar face, which again, someone could look like her. Don't know any of these people in this cast does not mean that the movie's going to be shit, but it's basically a time traveling horror, thriller, sci-fi slasher. She has to try and blend. It says Lucy must decide how to stop the slasher, save her family, and blend into 2003. Well, the way things are going, the way fashion, the way people act, similarly, it's kind of 2003 for some people. Some people actually think 2003 doesn't feel like a long time ago, and it's actually 21 years ago. So the words have got slasher, title directed by female, slasher horror, student killer school, time travel sci-fi, time travel serial killer terror, haunting 21st century 2000s, year 2003, high school, time machine, murder and victim. A whole lot of same words. Let's see. It's out on October the 30th in the UK apparently. There's nothing other information. There's some pictures, but it doesn't look like 2003. It kind of looks like they've tried way too hard for it to look that way, but it is not. Why would you not go back further to find out who the fucking guy is? You know the guy. If you do know the guy who killed him, then you could go all the way back to he was fucking bomb and kill him. Then that wouldn't fucking happen. What genres do these fall into? And are we excited to start the dark and spooky month of choice for all of us October babies, and for all of us who love this season as much as I do? Being an October child has made me love this month more and more as I get to celebrate my day of birth and the best month of the year. And being an alternative person and a proud goth, well, it gives me the pleasure of knowing that even if you don't embrace the strange 365 days a year like I do, that you choose to wear it proudly for the whole month of October. It's okay, we see you and we love it. And yes, I am a complete weirdo when I say this out of love, because I truly love this month. And as I've said before, my beard is out on my sleeve every day of the year and I'm proud of it. I am not afraid to show it, love it, and share it with anyone who will listen, that I fucking love this month and everything that goes along with it. Do you? So for me, a lot of the movies are coming under the same sort of thing: horror, thriller, psychological thriller, psychological horror. There is some sci-fi aspects, but we're seeing a lot of supernatural entities like vampires and supernatural beings. There's a lot of paranoia of the horror as well. We have a lot of gore and body horror, some slasher in there. I feel like there's a big There is so many different genres in there and subtopics that there's something for everybody who loves horror, because not everybody loves like body horror and gore. Some people want a story or they want a old school slasher, and you'll have that with Terrifier. But there is a lot of psychological thrillers and horror in there that again that is good for maybe you like it but your partner doesn't, or one of your friends. You love horror but they only like a thriller type thing. There's things that you can actually go to the cinema or watch video on demand with people that may not like gore aspects, but there is something for everyone. So that's what I feel about the actual amount of movies that are out in October. There's quite a lot available, not just for a theatrical release, but also on video on demand and also Blu-ray and DVD release. I feel that there is something for everyone in October, which is nice to actually see that there's actually a big wide umbrella this time. In the past few months, I felt like there's been lacking a lot at the cinema, not just for big blockbusters and horror and thriller and psychological thriller and everything like that. I feel that big blockbusters with action have lessened this year. There's not been that much. We've had what Deadpool and Wolverine, which is again comedy and also action, and it's a superhero movie or a anti-hero movie type thing, and that was like the biggest kind of movie like that, and it's broke so many fucking records, that movie, and I'm happy for it. So having this for Halloween and for October, it's really good that we've got such a wider spectrum of the topics and the subgenres that we love in the genre. Very happy about that. Have you been to the cinema lately to see some good horror movies that we may have not seen? Some theatres get the chance to see smaller movies and independent movies that we might not get to see. Someone's seen one of the movies at SW in Austin in April. Some people have been at film festivals and seen movies that we haven't seen. Are you one of these lucky people? Let us know in the comments below if there's movies that aren't maybe out in the cinema or might be coming straight to VOD or straight to DVD. If you can let us know in the comments what to look out for. If there's something that I may have missed, then please let me know. I would really like to know about anything that I have missed that I might actually enjoy watching. Do you have any traditions that you bring to this special month in Halloween? Do you keep going and bringing to share with your family and friends to make this day and month extra special? Let us know what you do in October to make it special for you and your family and your loved ones. Like I said, I am really looking forward to the different aspects and the different movies that are actually going to be available in October. And I feel that they are really going out. They really went for the different sort of collection of movies. We're not just getting slasher and gore and horror. We're getting psychological and we're getting sci-fi in there with a lot of the stories. We're also getting things that make us think and make us wonder why. We're also getting old school comedy parodies as well in there. We're also getting movies that you feel were from the 80s and 90s but are actually present day, which again is another really, really satisfying topic to actually discuss. And I'm looking forward to what they have in October. If you like content like this, remember to go check out Confession from the Darkside social media platforms, which are Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Amazon Music, Spotify, and Buzzsprout. Let us know what you think over on our social media platforms. Let us get chatting about this topic, all the topics. Let's grow our community and spread how awesome the horror community actually is. If you want to get to know us as individuals, then you can go check us out in the links below. I am Lady Darcy Darkness, and my channel is Behind the Mash Reviews. Yes, annoying spelling. Yes, it's difficult, but it's on screen. Take a note. I have a YouTube, an Instagram, and a Twitch. Lunar has Lunar X Rising, and he has a YouTube, a Twitch, and an Instagram. And if you want to reach out to us at any point, you can reach out to us by email. You have confessionsfromthedarkside@gmail.com. Darcy is behindthemashReviews@gmail.com, and the spelling is on screen. And Lunar is lunarxrising@gmail.com. And for all who are not listening on YouTube and can see the spelling of my name, it's Bravo 3 Hotel Indigo November Delta Tango Hotel 3 Mama Alpha 5 Kilo Romeo Echo Victor Indigo Echo Whiskey Sierra @gmail.com. And yes, phonetic alphabet. If you don't know it, you should. Happy October from all of us here at Confessions from the Dark Side, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.